What's going on, y'all? So EX Augments and Nameless City have been out for a few days now, for several days. So what's y'all's viewpoint on it? I'll talk about mine a little bit, and be sure to like and subscribe, and of course watch to the end of the video so we understand the whole thing in its full context. First and foremost, let's talk about the EX Augments. Now, the EX Augments, these are a godsend. I did make a video recently talking about, the frustrations that come with it, but EX Augments have been an absolute godsend for many reasons, very beneficial. However, there's one lingering little deal about these babies, and that is the freaking Eredims, bruv. They take up so much space, and it can honestly feel overwhelming. It can feel legitimately overwhelming going through these things. So I'm not sure that there has to be a better way to go about it. But like even to this day, I have like 100 plus Eredims sitting in my inventory that I just I need to go through and see if I want to keep these certain combinations, or and the things that all these combinations are fairly decent, depending on your use case. So for someone like me who's very versatile, who plays and place two variables, so I play in play styles that maximize these different variables that allow me to play different ways with these different classes and different settings. So having these EX augments is great, but the amount of space that they are taking up for me to, go back through and then look and try to decide which ones I want to keep, which ones I don't want to keep, and then also, that being said, then like putting it on the market, there's not really a market. Well, there is a market for it, but the average person is not going to know what the hell to put up, so like you don't know if you're putting up an Eredim that's actually worth 1K, or if it's actually worth 500 or a million or something. Like the average person is not going to know this. So, and then on top of that, how do you find these things? If you're in the personal shop and you're looking for a certain set, it could just be confusing and frustrating. I mean, there's like a filter function, but it still can be confusing. It's the whole process can be very confusing, very confusing. So, and that's the big thing really, is this the amount of space that they take up, like the amount of space that they take up. So that's kind of my issue there with that one. Otherwise, even EX augments in themselves have been great, have been absolutely phenomenal, and I'm really loving walking around. I'm seeing people, I'm seeing people using Eredims, and then like I'll see that they have kind of like normal lesser than gear, but they have this Eredim, they have this EX augments on it, so it's really helping to balance things out. And you can see it heavily now with the kill speed speeding up and stuff like that. So it's great. People are using it, which is exactly why I said it was so beneficial and it was so needed, even though it kind of some bodies were lost in the process with in regards to what I spoke about in my previous video with the natties and augmenting before the EXs came out and stuff. But all in all, they have been great. I've really enjoyed the EX augments, and they're a great addition. Of course, just needs could be maybe reworked a little bit, or of course maybe give the option to, for the EX augments in specific, give the option to choose which 3 augments it's going to erase on the other piece that you move it over. I don't think that this should be like this for the regular augment transfer, however. Regular augment transfer should stay exactly like that, where it moves everything over, because you can't just you can't just hand it out where you can just cherry pick and stuff like that. Like, no, it shouldn't be like that. But I do think that EX augments could have had something along those lines. And in regard to Nameless City, Nameless City has been an absolute joy. It's been an absolute joy, and I really enjoy that Sega is finding these different ways to play the game. That's one thing that I really love about it, is because it shows that they can be creative. It shows that we have many years ahead of us of lots of creative stuff. Let's not even talk about how great that freaking chapter was. That new story, good lord, ooh, we're getting good. But nonetheless, it shows that down the line, we're gonna have a very full product. And I've always talked on this. NGS was so necessary because the foundation is just so much better. They have such a strong foundation in NGS to build on in any way, shape, or form that they want to. And that's one of the great things about NGS and why it will be around for a while, for years to come, and with many, many more updates. But Nameless City has been great. I really enjoy the playstyle. However, I do believe that it's falling victim to pretty much kind of what I was talking about. The Eredims. Pretty much you can get so many of them so quickly, so easily, and it's the only thing really that you're running it for. I mean, there's materials and stuff in there, so that's really great too because it really helps to level Lux Half an Ounce or half an ounce, right? However, we still have the Aegis 4 issue, right? So even if you're doing that, you're still not really getting like, you know what I'm saying? You're still not really being able to make them because you still run into the Aegis 4 wall, which needs to be addressed, by the way. And of course, having the Eradis in there, the Eradi souls to make the Gladia souls is very big as well. So that's a big plus. I would love all the materials and stuff that drop from it. That's very huge. However, like I said, really it's just the Eredim in there. That's really like the only reason that you're doing it. And because they drop so rarely, so steadily, it does kind of get to a point where it kind of feels like, okay, well, I don't need to run it anymore. You know, I have 100 freaking Eredim sitting in my inventory taking up space. I need to figure out how to go through these things, which EXs I'm going to keep. So now it's almost like I don't want to run it because I don't have space anymore until I go through my inventory to run it. You see? So that's kind of my biggest thing with that one. So I think that could be better addressed. Overall, like I said, though, I love that. I love the thought process behind Nameless City, and that it's different. Keep doing things that are different like that, different ways to play. I think that's beneficial. And all in all, Eredims have been greatly beneficial for the 90% of the player base that really is like more casual or really needs access to these things. And they have definitely paved a way. They gave a way where you can get these high quality, high damage, options with little to no actual effort. You may as well say no effort, quite frankly. Even if you don't run it, you can buy one for 1K. So it's like there's literally no reason not to be using at least an Eredim right now. There's none. You have no excuse not to be using at least an Eredim right now. Like I'm saying, like if you were using like a really old weapon or something like that, there's no excuse. You get free top tier augments on it. You could literally just put LC augs on it if you want. Half an hour, a Gladia Soul LC. It's real simple. So there's no reason not to. But anyways, overall, those are my two key points to take away from these first several days that we've had of the EX augment transfer system, the EX augments period, and Nameless City and how it works and with the Eredim. So what's y'all's input on it? Let me know down below in the comments. Be sure to like and subscribe. I will see you on the next one. Happy hunting. Much love. Spike content.